Hey, what is going on, guys? I'm bringing to you another VOD review from my guy JR. We're going to be playing some BK on Jaguar Falls. Your role for this game, you're going to be area control slash spam damage, right? You're going to be looking to make sure that your team has control of areas, as well as being able to pump out some damage, right? Your ults, you can either use it to zone people out, like if they're coming for a retouch, or you can just look for picks. I really don't like BK as an engage. I like it more as a reactionary or a punishing ult. It's a lot easier to like, hey, BK's ulting, just back up, and then everybody can look at you. But like there in situations where people have to walk into it, it is very strong. For buys, caught is very important. They do have double stealth, so illuminate will give you a lot of value. After you get about like caught to illum 2, you can start maybe thinking about Haven. Haven will be really good because everybody on the enemy team is direct damage, right? And for your last card, it's going to be a filler card, so you can literally buy whatever you think you need, whether it vary from master adding to life rep to kill to heal. Doesn't really matter to me. Whatever you feel like you need in that situation. Every game is different, so buy what you think you need. So looking at their team comp, you should have a fairly free game. If anything and their team is pushing into you, you should be fragging. I don't really see anybody having a positive matchup with you, other than if it's a console X, which it wasn't. But you should be pretty okay into almost everything that is there. Remember that poppies and grumpy bombs will go through Makoa's shield, so if you see him trying to set up or push in with his shields, you can disrupt that by throwing a grumpy in front of him and or throwing a poppy to knock him away from your team. With that being said, you guys should be looking to control area. You really don't have to play super aggressive, since if anything's walking into you, you will be fragging out. And yeah, let's get into this game. Alrighty, so we're going to look at your build very quickly. Let's see. BK health 5. Good. So I like everything in the build. I don't think I've run any more Royal Decree. I'm not sure if I have that in my build anymore, but I definitely run a little bit more Backdraft. But this is perfectly fine. Be rolling out here. I would like. Okay, hold on. Here we go. So I've already VODed this with your team and expressed how I feel about your rollout and things like that. But if you are going to be rolling out Jag, I would prefer to see you here. Why? Because you're closer to this, which is cover. You have cover here, as well as like, I would just prefer you to be here, comparing to being out here. Because for you to get to cover where it's here and here is going to take way too long compared to if you're playing this corner, you have cover here, and if you push up, you can get into here as well. So yeah. You did buy Caught Brazil to begin with. I don't know why you bought Brazil. Illuminate would have been a lot better. But you see the Makola. He's going to get stunned here. Stick, dies. Nice, good job. You see the Sky there. Sky should be next as well. Bam. So right here, you should honestly be able to play very aggressive. There you go. Easy kills. Alrighty. So now you have 3 kills. Zone. Where should I be zoning? As the BK, I want you to be zoning left side. So I want you to rotate here. You already got your other DPS over there, so you should be looking to rotate. Alrighty, can I get a mark? I need healing. Bam, you poppy over this way, you get over here, and now you're zoning with whatever tank happens to be there. It should be the term, right? So, yeah. Let's go. I want you to poppy over. Get to your zone position. Lex happens to still be behind, though. Damn, so the Genos pick does happen. Boom. So, with this being said, you should be talking to your flanker, right? We know that there's enemies over there, right? And in all reality, you're better in here than he is. But I don't want you to be in there, right? Especially since you don't have a support. You want to be making sure that you're playing to control space, not really take space at the moment, right? So what you should do is you could honestly just have your tank look over there for you. And then you can rotate to back here so that you can play from both sides. But if anything, you can let your flanker know not to play aggressive here, and if anything, to play this corner so that you can peel for him, or just to get out. I don't know. But yeah, I really don't think y'all should be playing into that left side push, unless you have a tank there. So they are shoving left. You guys do survive here, right? You guys are just giving space for a bit. This is okay. You know, Lex is behind. That is not your job to chase that. Grumpy Bomb could have been a lot better if you got it on point. You are worrying a little too much about the backline, though. That is not necessarily your job. You have people who can deal with that. If anything, tell them to deal with it so you can start sieging the objective. Because you keep kind of just going like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Just make it like you make an executive choice. Hey, you know, Xenos, it's something like look back for the Lex. I'm looking forward, you know. But like you can't keep being like, And in our reality here, you should be shoving out this Cassie instead of shoving into Dark, because of the fact that your Barrack will come in here and will be able to take point by himself. So right now, if you don't push out this Cassie, you are going to be set up for a pinch, which he ends up getting a pick onto your flanker. Now you're going to be pinched by 2 DPS, and you don't have a tank with you to heal for you, right? So what happens here is you guys take way too much time thinking about what you want to do, and you don't force out the DPS so you can like eliminate the pinch, and you end up getting pinched. Fast forward this until you get back out. Alrighty, so you're coming out of spawn here. At this point, there's almost no way you're going to get a retouch here, so you should be thinking about how you're going to defend this. Currently, you don't have any tanks up, so I would probably lean more to playing right side, because you want to be able to force them out of your spawn, right? And you really can't do that if you're just like sniping bombs from left, right? I'd be playing right side here. So you do elect to go left. You can pop. So right there, Mako was trying to back out there. You could actually pop him back into you guys, or knock him away if you want. You end up losing both your tanks. You need to get out of here. Ooh, unfortunate. Almost made it out. So let's see. Let's see if you guys push to the right side. He's waiting for you, which is good. Now you're going to come back out here. Boom. You want to make sure that you're having a tank push out for you and then also covering you. The shield could have been right here. And then if you see the shields over there, like you need to get to the shield immediately, especially if the tank is looking into your backline, right? So this is kind of on your tank, but it's also on you. If you realize the shield is not there, you need to walk into a place to where you're safe, especially into a Makoa. Alrighty, so 300 credits, basically 400. Let's see what you look for here. You don't have enough for COT 2, I'm pretty sure. So maybe look for some illuminate so that you can see the sky, or say for COT 2, up to you. So you are playing more of inside this time, which I like, right? You guys should kind of assume that Koa has ult here. With Koa playing so far right side, you could let your tanks know to show up, then that you want to ult right now. Right, so you could already be like starting up to wind up your ult behind the statue. You end up taking a 1v1 with the Lex and you win, which is good, right? But then you pop your ult in the open, basically like without any knowledge of where anybody's at, and you get blown up. You could have probably survived if you would have just rolled into Dark, right? Sometimes it's okay to be like, fuck, that's a bad ult, and just go to safety and then pop it, so you don't die. These were one of those times. You didn't have to roll in, right? You end up getting punished for it, and yeah. So you're coming back. You need to be looking at what your team's doing, what your team's positioning. You can call reset here and have your team rotate towards mid, so that we can start to look to push mid to right. You know, Lex is in the backline. Here is one of those times where you can call for certain people to peel for certain things. You really don't want to be chasing Alex. You're not that fast, right? You can let your team right now look for it, while you and your Barrack look to play forward. Since you don't play with your Barrack, Barrack ends up getting pushed on, and Barrack is now dead. Letting one character zone out 4 of your teammates is very bad. You need to get a retouch and you don't have a retouch.
Defend the payload. Push the payload.
Thanks, Doc. Building a sentry.
Let me just spam from base is fine. Make sure that you're asking turn for his hand. don't always assume for him to just put it up for you. I really want you to like kind of like ask for things. Like, hey man, like give me a siphon, I want to peek, you know? Let him know what you want to do, and it'll make his job a lot easier, right? So he doesn't have to read your mind and also like always make the plays. Also, let him know to stop swinging at things, to let you do the damage. You do get away from that ult. Good. Oh, get the cover. No. 100% you were already right here. You could have just backed out and walked back while throwing bombs. But you do head back to mid. This is going to get you killed. You did have it. There was a chance that you could have escaped that, but you didn't take it. You almost have ult here, right? So your main focus should be looking for ult. You do peek mid and get yanked, so oof. If you had illuminate, you know where this guy was at. But luckily you don't die. Playing a face again, which is cool. Make sure you got a tank with you. Toa's playing here. Good reaction to that. When Koa, especially in the solo tank, when the solo tank is playing into you, you need to call help from your team. Because in our reality, if wherever the tank's at, most of the time they should be playing around their tank and solo tank. So if the tank's at face, they're gonna shove face, right? So you got to be ready for that. Feeling for this. I don't think that was a terrible decision, but like you probably could have just played around the point and then looked to kill whatever else came in and let your tanks maybe push that. Because of the fact that you knew that there was still somebody left in the main lane. So now you're back. You see the sky. Y'all get the pick. This is good. So now you guys are fighting a 5v4, so this is basically unlosable.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Good kill. Yeah, you die there, but at the end of the day, you win. You win there. You win that, so you're fine. Alrighty, I would like to see a roll up mix up, but yeah, they do have caught two. You got Brazil too, which is like a big weird for me because like you really shouldn't be getting pulled by the Sarah Assault, and you know, so it's like you definitely need more caught and you definitely need more illuminate.
capture point spawning in 15 seconds.
Okay, so you're playing wide again, which I'm not a big fan of.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Sky bomb, so you walk into the sky. I like this aggression. You see that she's alone, you know that you can take this fight. Make sure you're hitting them bombs though. It's behind, dead, nice. Boom. So, right here, right? You can make a decision about who you want to push back. Koga can zone, you can zone, doesn't matter, right? As long as somebody zones and somebody gets, you know, dismounts or whatever. Honestly, Koga might be a little better because, you know, he can get dismounts. But you can look for the dismounts too, but it doesn't really matter. As long as somebody does it, right? But somebody has to look for these dismounts here. You turn for the Koa, right? Koa's very killable, should die here. Bam, dead. So now your main focus should be on what's coming towards us, right? Who's their touch? How are we going to punish touch, right? So you can see they're rolling out right side, right? You're peeling for your Koga, dies. But at this point here, you might just you're down 2, right? You're not gonna win this if you don't use ult, and you're not gonna get a retake because you're staggered down 2, and unless you die in, like even if you die instantly, like we already have 57%, you know, you just don't get a refight, right? So you have to pop your ult here. 100% pop your ult, pop your ult, pop your ult. You gotta kill something. Oof, and Koa cooks you. So like especially when you lose, like, you're already down 2, like, at that point, you just have to pop your ult and you gotta kill something. So, some tips I can probably give for that game are making sure that you're understanding the win condition of not only the game but the current fight, right? Understanding that you didn't really have to push into them, that like you could force them into you and just like play your own little game. You got to use your ult, especially, and when you do use it, it has to be smart. You can't just pop it in the open. I don't really like it to initiate things, but whether it's reacting to something that's happened or it's punishing a certain, certain thing, So usually I want to use it more reactionary, unless it's like a zoning ult, right? So whether you're popping it to make sure that they can't retouch because if they walk in, you're hitting them, things like that. So I mean, mechanically, not a bad game, but I feel like position wise, as well as just like being more aware of the game, it will help you out with that game.